this video, we're going to go through the batching panel. To get to batching, you want to go to your Processing tab and then click on Batching. From here, you'll see there is a mode at the top. This lets you select what process you're running in your batching process. So right now I have real-time drop fix. I also have reconstruct, post-process, process video, and then custom. I'm going to start with real-time drop fix. This function takes the MCP file and looks for any drop frames and then fills in those drop frames. This only applies to the MCP file and not the X2D, which does capture every single frame. From here, I can see there's a script or pipeline option. I can add in a script or pipeline that runs in conjunction with this. I can export to original directory, which I want. I'm going to append something. I'm going to add in drop fix. And I'm also going to make sure that I'm exporting VDF, which is the only option. VDF is the new version of the HDF we had in Blade. Now, once I've done this, I could go ahead and add files. Please note that you want to make sure you set all of your settings before doing anything with adding the files. I'm going to add files one of the two ways you can. First, press Add Files. It's going to open up a window. And here I'm going to look for a MCP file. So let's do standing only. Press Open. There it is. I'm going to go ahead and press Start. Right, it looks through it. Looks like it had success, and it saved it out as drop fix. If I open this up, I can see that, where is it? Standing only has an underscore drop fix right there. Perfect. Next thing I wanted to show you is how to process your video. This is an important step if you have a view or a Bonita camera. There's two ways you can actually process video. You can select the video and have it process it or transcode it, or you can select the X2D and then it'll process all videos related. That's very useful if you have multiple view cameras or multiple Bonitas. From here, I can see I want to export to original directory. I'm going to append transcode instead, and I want to make sure that I have my quality settings set. Right now it's at 100%. I can scale this down or bring it back up. I want highest quality. Another note in here is that the export type is fixed to .mov. This is because .mov is the only format that actually supports timecode. From here, I want to remove my old file, and again, press Add Files, go ahead and select my VVid video, press Open. There we go, and I'm going to press Start and let this run. So like I said, I can select the individual VVid video, or I could have selected the X2D in relation to those videos, and it would have found those videos and transcoded them for me. And there we go, almost done. Done, perfect. So now if I open this up, I can see jump only transcode. Perfect, done. The last process I wanted to show you was processing your data, post-process. If I select this, you're going to see a new window, a new area called Post-Process Options. If I click this, it's going to open up the panel that describes all of the post-process functions. So if you want to go ahead and change any of your settings here, that'll take effect over here, you want to do that before. I'm happy with the default, so I'm going to close this and go back here. Again, I can add a script or file. I can export to original directory or to another directory. I'm going to append done to it instead. I'm going to use the current time code. I can change my export rate. I could change my export type. So if I wanted a FBX instead, I could. I'm going to leave it at VDF for now. And finally, there's a calibration file selection. What this does is lets you select a master calibration file that you want used with all of your files that you're processing. This can be useful in some circumstance, but most of the time I just let it use its own file format. Again, I'm going to select down here and press remove. And now I'm going to show you how to add files a different way. This is very useful if you have multiple files you want to add at the same time. You want to go to your data management. So you open that up. And here we can see all the files. I want to go ahead and find which files I want to process. So if I go here and shift select these two files and then press spacebar, you'll see a check mark. You can also right click and press mark nodes. What you're doing here is marking the node and saying that you want this to be paying attention to. If you press this button here, I can add marked files to batch process. So I can come here and mark a whole bunch of files that I want. I'm actually not going to do all of these, I'm just going to do those two, and press add. And there you can see the 2 files have been added inside my batch processing. And now I'm just going to let this run. And there we go. You can see it's grabbing the files, it's going to process them all the way through, and then it's going to export a VDF with the appendage of _done. And there we go. We can see that the files have just finished. If I go ahead and refresh to make sure everything is done, and I can actually see them down here. But if you want to make sure, open this up, take a look. There's my bat swing cluster done. There's my sitting cluster done. Perfect. Another thing you can do, if you have a group, you can actually farm out this process to multiple computers. For most circumstances, you won't be using this, and this is an advanced process, so please feel free to contact us if this is something you're interested in.